Patrice,
Yes.
what do I need in order to pursue the world of sync?
Okay, so that's a big question, but okay, when I think about the fundamentals, right, the building blocks, as I remember myself approaching it, some things that have to be in place first and foremost would be you need to have a PRO. You need to have a performance right organization. And those are either ASCAP, you have BMI, you have CSAC. I think that's the one you have to be invited into. But that is going to be, especially, this is important if you are a songwriter on this, right? This part, this whole organization is going to track your royalties for the songwriting and publishing end of it. It can also act as a publisher, like if you don't have someone, and a publisher in the simplest kind of way is the one that is going to register the song, do paperwork, blah 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 blah. That they're like kind of your admin types person. And so that being said, as you're starting, if you're an independent artist, you're really going to be wanting to start your own publishing. And so I did mine with ASCAP. I'm part of ASCAP. People flip-flop between BMI and ASCAP. Do your homework. I started with them a long time ago and just haven't switched it over. It's kind of a pain when you switch it over, so I'd kind of do your research behind them. I've heard through the times BMI can be better, ASCAP, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, you need a PRO. And you need to start, if you don't have one, super simple to do. I did mine through ASCAP, your own publishing. So I'm like Patrice Peris Music, because you need to start to register your songs. And these can be registered at any point of the songwriting process. You want to make sure that you have that when you have the title, right? And so, and you're going to put in there your co-writers. And so you also want to make sure with this that your co-writers who you're writing with, they have a PRO and they have a publishing. And this stuff I'm saying is important because music libraries, sync agents, music supervisors, no one's going to touch you or your music if you don't have these things in place. And you may have them in place, but oh, wait a second here. Jimmy Joe, who I'm doing, Jimmy Joe. I don't know why that makes me laugh, but Jimmy Joe may not have his paperwork. And all of a sudden, like, you can't do anything, right? So that's first and foremost is get that in, register your songs there, get yourself set up on there, which kind of leads to your split sheets / co-write sheets. These are the things that are going to have you and your co-writers, co-write or co-writers information on there. It's going to be like their name, their address, their PRO, their publishing company, sometimes even the Social Security. People can be like, why do I need that? But people have asked me for that. And it should have their numbers. It should have your percentages. How much are you guys 50-50 on this? And you should have your percentages not only for the songwriting end of things, but for the master, the actual production, when you think about a producer and stuff like that. So you want to have that into place. You also want to make sure as you move forward, if you pay someone money, whether they're a singer, they're an instrumentalist, they're the producer, maybe even if you hired a lyricist, I'd say do it yourself, but maybe if people did that, you have what's called a work for hire. And that is going to indicate, and on there should indicate that they have been paid, so-and-so has been paid, and they own no rights to the song. So, you want to make sure there's certain paperwork stuff. I'm an organizer, like a freak about organization. And so I think as you're doing all this work, start a Google Doc. Super simple. Part of Gmail, if you have one. You could also do like Airtable. I have both of them. And there you can store all of these people's information as you're doing your research, right? Because that's what you're going to want to start to do is do research into the different people out there in this world of synchronization. And you are going to want to have a place to put that so you're not constantly having to like go in and re-find people. So I guess, you know, there's a lot more to it, but just as a building blocks, as a starting point, make sure you're set up with a PRO. Make sure that if you're currently writing with people, you sign split sheets with them. If you've already co-wrote with people, go back and get those split sheets signed with them, and make sure you have a publishing company, and a lot of times it's going to be yourself. And then some kind of document that you can store all this valuable information, so you just have it easily and readily available. Because say when you start to email people, you reach out, you kind of want to have a database of like, when did you reach out? What was their reaction? Did they say get back to me at a certain point? Did they not get back to you? That kind of stuff. So that's where I'd say to start.